And we are live. Hello, 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 everybody, one and all. Welcome to the Junk Shop Library channel, home of strange noises in the background and of improv Bible study, the most irreverent Bible study on YouTube to read every excruciating verse of the King James Bible of 1611 and then rip at the new asshole it so deserves. Not great for work, not safe for children, much like the source material itself. See what I did there? Alrighty. I see some more folks popping into the chat I hadn't had a chance to say hello to. I see Brainbug. Good to see you, my friend. Ricardo, long time no see. I've seen all the cool kids today. It's fantastic. All right. Oh, well, thank you, Never Again. Hope those are all good memories by and large. All right. Well, y'all know what time it is, and I am very excited today to introduce to y'all some more. I'm going to get this right one of these days. We go this way? Yes, we go this way. Additions to our fantabulous Crawler-O patrons. These are the folks who have found it in their hearts and, more importantly, in these trying times, in their pocketbooks, room to pop over to the Patreon channel and sign up for as little as $1 a month at patreon.com/junkshoplibrary. Their contributions are what make the ongoing operations and improvements of the library possible, and I thank them one and all and by name and in alphabetical order, starting as soon as the crawler comes back around, because my memories run out. Thank you so much, one and all, to Atheist Pastor, B, Bill, Brainbug, Mark Caesar, Paul Camish, Gary, Ilya Moon, Kim, Linda, the Lone Wanderer, Matt Pig, Mama Atheist, Nikki, Rain, and Santi the Sage. Thank you all so very, very much. It really does mean the world, and it makes an enormous, enormous difference. I see Paul Camish in the chat. Hello, my friend. Good to see you, as always. And Nerdy Rodent. Everyone is here. I am so happy right now. All right. Now, I got to pick y'all's brain about something. Pardon me. It's not the Rona. What do y'all think about this? Because I'm not 100% sold on 50% of it myself. That's my infamous little window garden in the logo there. It's a little small, but I couldn't get it to expand and still maintain resolution. So I'm not 100% sold on that part. That's the 50% I don't necessarily like. On the other side, however, so what do y'all think? Oh, good. Notifications are working. Good. Thank you, Paul. Good to know. This is the result of a long and interesting battle with oh, I will, Sal, thank you. With Teespring, which is and yeah, it's a little better resolution in person than it is over the webcam, I think. But I like this hat. Might have to replace the picture with "It's just coffee." And that it just arrived on the porch with the mail like 10 minutes before we went live. So I had just enough time to wash it and wipe it down and fill it up with fresh coffee. Oh, could be a different mug, yeah. But yeah, I thought about. Oh, that's right. Paul drinks tea, so we don't want to exclude our friends on the other side of the pond. I've been fighting with Teespring, and it's not hugely intuitive interface for quite some time, and then I had to change all my stuff over to the new computer, and it ate my entire product line at some point along the way. That, or I didn't click save at some critical juncture. I'm not sure. I was, shall we say, somewhat inebriated when I set up the project, but I had great fun doing it, and I'm glad my sample order at least came through. Yeah, Ricardo, I think it's definitely, at least partially, the screen resolution. It is too small, though. I had a whole line of stuff. I had a burning ass desert tour T-shirt with the various stops along the way of the children of Israel between Goshen and Canaan. Yes, exactly, Paul. I was indeed pissed. And then later on, I was pissed in the American sense when none of my stuff saved. Yeah, so I wanted to get y'all's feedback and see what the consensus was. If y'all liked it, if y'all think this would be a worthwhile endeavor for me to continue with, because like I said, Teespring's interface is a little here from time to time. All right, well, so that is that, and that is it. Y'all know what we're here for. We are here for the ever and ever more ridiculous and terrible word of the Lord. We're in the book of Job again and still and forever, because as long as shit. All right, where the hell were we? Ah, yes, chapter 15, the second speech of Eliphaz the Temanite. Good old Eliphaz. Let's see what fantastic oratorial tricks he has up his sleeve today. Then answered Eliphaz the Temanite, and said, Should a wise man utter vain knowledge, and fill his belly with the east wind? Should he reason with unprofitable talk, or with speeches wherewith he can do no good? Yea, thou castest off fear, and restrainest prayer before God. For thy mouth uttereth thine iniquity, and thou choosest the tongue of the crafty. Thine own mouth condemneth thee, and not I. Yea, thine own lips testify against thee. Art thou the first man that was born, or wast thou made before the hills? Hast thou heard the secret of God, and dost thou restrain wisdom to thyself? What knowest thou that we know not? What understandest thou which is not in us? With us are both the gray-headed and the very aged men, much elder than thy father. Are the consolations of God small with thee? Is there any secret thing with thee? Why doth thine heart carry thee away? And what do thy eyes wink at, that thou turnest thy spirit against God, and lettest such words go out of thy mouth? What is man that he should be clean, and he which is born of a woman that he should be righteous? Behold, he putteth no trust in his saints, yea, the heavens are not clean in his sight. How much more abominable and filthy is man, which drinketh iniquity like water? I will shew thee, hear me, and that which I have seen I will declare, which wise men have told from their fathers, and have not hid it, unto whom all the earth was given. unto whom alone the earth was given, and no stranger passed among them. The wicked man travaileth with pain all his days, and the number of years is hidden to the oppressor. A dreadful sound is in his ears. In prosperity the destroyer shall come upon him. He believeth not that he shall return out of darkness, and he is waited for of the sword. He wandereth abroad for bread, saying, Where is it? He knoweth that the day of darkness is ready at his hand. Trouble and anguish shall make him afraid. They shall prevail against him as a king ready to the battle. For he stretcheth out his hand against God, and strengtheneth himself against the Almighty. He runneth upon him, even on his neck, upon the thick bosses of his bucklers, because he covereth his face with his fatness, and maketh collops of fat on his flanks. And he dwelleth in desolate cities, and in houses which no man inhabiteth, which are ready to become heaps. He shall not be rich, neither shall his substance continue, neither shall he prolong the perfection thereof upon the earth. He shall not depart out of darkness, the flame shall dry up his branches, and by the breath of his mouth shall he go away. Let not him that is deceived trust in vanity, for vanity shall be his recompense. It shall be accomplished before his time, and his branch shall not be green. He shall shake off his unripe grape as the vine, and shall cast off his flower as the olive. For the congregation of hypocrites shall be desolate, and fire shall consume the tabernacles of bribery. They conceive mischief, and put forth vanity, and their belly prepareth deceit. There we have chapter 15. Hey, Math Pig. Bye, Math Pig. Hey, Robert X. Germany in the house. Good to see you, my friend. All right. Well, that was the longest and most verbose "No, I'm right, I told you so" in the history of writing, wasn't it? Yeah, exactly. Jones has a lot of words to say nothing. Precisely. Because essentially what that all boils down to was, I already told you why you're in such shit. And it's because you done fucked up. How are you going to say you're smarter than all the rest of us? We're telling you where you went wrong. You must have a secret sin on your heart. Except he takes like 40 fucking verses to say it. Welcome to the book of Job, y'all. 40 fucking verses to say what 2 verses would have taken. Hey, Angel, good to see you. How are you doing with those rapidly growing puppies over there? Yep, that's it. It's just him saying, you didn't hear what I was telling you. You don't listen too good, do you, Mr. Joe? You must have fucked up, or you wouldn't be in these dire straits. Yippee skippy. Chapter 16. I'm trying, y'all, but there's not a lot to drag out of this shit. Chapter 16. Age-old victim blaming. Yes, exactly. We're pulling that up on the screen. No shit. Yep. Welcome to the book of Job, y'all. Chapter 16. Then Job answered and said, I have heard many such things. Miserable comforters are ye all. Shall vain words have an end? Or what emboldeneth thee that thou answerest? I also could speak as ye do. If your soul were in my soul's stead, I could heap up words against you, and shake mine head at you. But I would strengthen you with my mouth, and the moving of my lips should assuage your grief. Though I speak, my grief is not assuaged. And though I forbear, what am I eased? But now he hath made me weary. Thou hast made desolate all my company. And thou hast filled me with wrinkles, which is a witness against me. And my leanness rising up in me beareth witness to my face. He teareth me in his wrath, who hateth me. He gnasheth upon me with his teeth. Mine enemy sharpeneth his eyes upon me. And they have gaped upon me with their mouth. They have smitten me upon the cheek reproachfully. They have gathered themselves together against me. God hath delivered me to the ungodly, and turned me over into the hands of the wicked. I was at ease, but he hath broken me asunder. He hath also taken me by my neck, and shaken me to pieces, and set me up for his mark. His archers compass me round about. He cleaveth my reins asunder, and doth not spare. He poureth out my gall upon the ground. He breaketh me with breach upon breach. He runneth upon me like a giant. I have sewed sackcloth upon my skin, and defiled my horn in the dust. My face is foul with weeping, and on my eyelids is the shadow of death. Not for any injustice in mine hands, also my prayer is pure. O earth, cover not thou my blood, and let my cry have no place. Also now, behold, my witness is in heaven, and my record is on high. My friends scorn me, but mine eye poureth out tears unto God. Oh, that one might plead for a man with God, as a man pleadeth for his neighbor. When a few years are come, then I shall go the way whence I shall not return. And there's chapter 16. Well, yet again, a lot of words to say not damn much. Because what all that boils down to is just Job saying, y'all are bad friends. Look at this miserable condition I'm in. Why can't y'all just be nice and comfort me a little? But you got to come up in here and tell me it's all my own damn fault. It is not my own damn fault. God knows. Literally, God knows. I ain't done shit. I don't know why I'm in such bad shape, but y'all are bad friends, and I don't know what I did to deserve y'all. Damn it. I think we must assume so. Although, all right. Yep. That's all. Yep, that's it. That's it. Nothing to that chapter except for I'm so miserable and y'all be miserable friends. Y'all pardon me a moment. This book. Humbug. Next chapter. It's going to take us less time to get through Job than it did take us to get through Nehemiah. Chapter 17, Job continues. My breath is corrupt, my days are extinct, the graves are ready for me. Are there not mockers with me, and doth not mine eye continue in their provocation? Lay down now, put me in a surety with thee. Who is he that will strike hands with me? For thou hast hid their heart from understanding, therefore shalt thou not exalt them. He that speaketh flattery to his friends, even the eyes of his children shall fail. He hath made me also a byword of the people, and aforetime I was as a tabret. Mine eye also is dim by reason of sorrow, and all my members are as a shadow. Upright men shall be astonied at this, and the innocent shall stir himself up against the hypocrite. The righteous also shall hold on his way, and he that hath clean hands shall be stronger and stronger. But as for you all, do ye return, and come now, for I cannot find one wise man among you. My days are past, my purposes are broken off, even the thoughts of my heart. They change the night into day, the light is short because of darkness. If I wait, the grave is mine house, I have made my bed in the darkness. I have said to corruption, thou art my father, to the worm, thou art my mother and my sister. And where is now my hope? As for my hope, who shall see it? They shall go down to the bars of the pit when our rest together is in the dust. And that's chapter 17. I'd be better off dead, and soon I'll be dead, and everything will be okay. Chapter 17. Y'all, I thought I liked poetry. Apparently, I'm not a big fan of, at least of the ancient Middle Eastern school of poetry as translated into the King's English of 1611. And maybe that's a niche market to not like, but goddamn, this is fucking tedious. Oh, yes. And, sorry, quick aside. Julie's shouting out the candle here. This is not me. We're big Dolly fans around here. And so we've got the Dolly Parton Saint candle. If you want one, you can nip over to welltheytried.com. You can get all kind of fantabulous stuff over there. It's not just Dolly Parton Saint candles. That's actually where my non-binary button came from too. Okay. Yep. Soon I'll be dead, and all will be fine. Very poetically put, and couched in the language of the ancient Near Eastern concept of what happens to you after death, which is just that you go down to the house of dust. But, yeah. Ouch. Shit. Yeah. I am so sorry to hear that. I've been there, done that. So sorry. And then I grant that voice to its source. Good old Southern Baptist. LOL, they can have it back. Yeah, right? All right. Well, yes, we pull that up too, because that is truth, truth, truth. We're still here, so we win. Yeah, fuck off, unpernicious voices. Thank you, Julie. All right. Well, good Lord. We've done like 4 chapters. We hadn't even been going half an hour yet. Shit. All right. Chapter 18. Yeah. There we go. Chapter 18. Then answered Bildad the Shuhite and said, How long will it be ere ye make an end of words? Mark, and afterwards we will speak. Wherefore are we counted as beasts, and reputed vile in your sight? He teareth himself in his anger. Shall the earth be forsaken for thee, and shall the rock be moved out of his place? Yea, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. The light shall be dark in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him. The steps of his strength shall be straitened, and his own counsel shall cast him down. For he is cast into a net by his own feet, and he walketh upon a snare. The gin shall take him by the heel, and the robber shall prevail against him. The snare is laid for him in the ground, and a trap for him in the way. Terrors shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. His strength shall be hunger-bitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side. It shall devour the strength of his skin. Even the firstborn of death shall devour his strength. His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it shall bring him to the king of terrors. It shall dwell in his tabernacle, because it is none of his. Brimstone shall be scattered upon his habitation. His roots shall be dried up beneath, and above shall his branch be cut off. His remembrance shall perish from the earth, and he shall have no name in the street. He shall be driven from light into darkness, and chased out of the world. He shall neither have son nor nephew among his people, nor any remaining in his dwellings. They that come after him shall be astonied at his day, as they that went before were affrighted. Surely such are the dwellings of the wicked, and this is the place of him that knoweth not God. And that's chapter 18. Wherein Bildad the Shuhite tells Job he talks too much, and he must be bad, and he's going to die anyway, so he might as well shut the fuck up. And yet he keeps repeating it like 300 times and makes even this short chapter seem fucking interminable. Sweet Jesus. That's it, right? I mean, it's just Bildad repeating himself over and over in ever more flowery ways, just like every other chapter in this fucking book. Y'all shout me down if I'm missing something. I'm really not seeing anything to get my damn teeth into in this book. It's just there's just not much here. I mean, it's kind of pretty, and it's kind of fun to declaim, but yep, Paul's got it, hitting that nail right on the head as usual. Stupid fucking book. Sal's got it right. It gets boring. Yep. We'll be done with this soon enough. All right, chapter 19. And no, seriously, like I said, shout me down if I'm missing anything, but there's just not a lot here. So in chapter 18, Bildad said, "You talk too much." And in chapter 19, Job responds. Because of course he does. Then Job answered and said, "How long will ye vex my soul, and break me in pieces with words? These 10 times have ye reproached me. Ye are not ashamed that ye make yourselves strange to me. And be it indeed that I have erred, mine error remaineth with myself. If indeed ye will magnify yourselves against me, and plead against me my reproach, know now that God hath overthrown me, and hath compassed me with his net. Behold, I cry out of wrong, but I am not heard. I cry aloud, and there is no judgment. He hath fenced up my way that I cannot pass, and he hath set darkness in my paths. He hath stripped me of my glory, and taken the crown from my head. He hath destroyed me on every side, and I am gone, and mine hope hath he removed like a tree. He hath also kindled his wrath against me, and he counteth me unto him as one of his enemies. His troops come together, and raise up their way against me, and encamp round about my tabernacle. He hath put my brethren far from me, and mine acquaintances are verily estranged from me. My kinsfolk have failed, and my familiar friends have forgotten me. They that dwell in mine house, and my maids, count me for a stranger. I am an alien in their sight. I called my servant, and he gave me no answer. I entreated him with my mouth. My breath is strange to my wife. Though I entreated for the children's sake of mine own body. Yea, young children despised me. I arose, and they spake against me. All my inward friends abhorred me, and they whom I loved are turned against me. My bone cleaveth to my skin and to my flesh, and I am escaped with the skin of my teeth. Have pity upon me. Have pity upon me, O ye my friends, for the hand of God hath touched me. Why do ye persecute me as God, and are not satisfied with my flesh? Oh, that my words were now written. Oh, that they were printed in a book, that they were graven with an iron pen and lead in the rock forever. For I know that my Redeemer liveth, and that he shall stand at the latter day upon the earth. And though after my skin worms destroy this body, yet in my flesh shall I see God, whom I shall see for myself, and mine eyes shall behold, and not another, though my reins be consumed within me. But ye should say, why persecute we him, seeing the root of the matter is found in me? Be ye afraid of the sword, for wrath bringeth the punishments of the sword, that ye may know there is a judgment. There's chapter 19. Wherein Job says his friends are being bad, and they should stop being mean and leave him alone. It's just chapter 19 out of, what is it, 42, something like that. You reckon they're going to take him at his word and go away and leave him in peace? It's just coffee. All right. Yeah. Leave me alone, says Job. Y'all big meanies. Yeah, that's the only thing to be said for each one of these chapters that goes by. We're getting closer to dinosaurs. Never again submits. There's 333 chapters of this book. Oh, don't say that aloud. You'll summon the revenant spirit of Russian vids. I'm really not trying to be more flippant than usual. It's just there's nothing in here. Oh, it was okay. The time, it was 3:33 when I looked up. Okay, that. Although it's starting to feel like there's 333 chapters in here. I would have accepted either answer. All right, so chapter 19, Job says, y'all leave me alone, y'all big meanies. And in chapter 20, spoiler alert, they don't. Chapter 20. Then answered Zophar the Naamathite, and said, therefore do my thoughts cause me to answer, and for this I make haste. I have heard the check of my reproach, and the spirit of my understanding causeth me to answer. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment? Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, Where is he? He shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. The eye also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him. His children shall seek to please the poor, and his hands shall restore their goods. His bones are full of the sin of his youth, which shall lie down with him in the dust. Though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue, though he spare it and forsake it not, but keep it still within his mouth, yet his meat in his bowels is turned, it is the gall of asps within him. He hath swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. God shall cast them out of his belly. He shall suck the poison of asps, the viper's tongue shall slay him. He shall not see the rivers, the floods, the brooks of honey and butter. That which he labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down. According to his substance shall the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein. Because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor, because he hath violently taken away an house which he builded not. Surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly, he shall not save of that which he desired. There shall none of his meat be left, therefore shall no man look for his goods. In the fullness of his sufficiency shall he be in straits, every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, God shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and it shall rain upon him while he is eating. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. It is drawn, and cometh out of the body. Yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall. Terrors are upon him. All darkness shall be hid in his secret places. A fire not blown shall consume him. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. The heaven shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. The increase of his house shall depart, and his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath. This is the portion of a wicked man from God, and the heritage appointed unto him by God. That's chapter 20. Okay, well, in this chapter, God, I'm losing track. Who's talking now? Zophar the Naamathite. In this chapter, Zophar the Naamathite remembers that it's been 7 days since he's eaten anything, and no matter how poetic he tries to be, he can't get away from the eating metaphors. And I'm going to stand by that, because I think that's the only sense-making it makes. He proceeds to expand upon his thesis that the only reason miserable shit happens to people is because they're miserable in the eyes of God. And he tries to wax all poetic about it, but he's so fucking hungry. Because remember, they've all been sitting here on this dust heap for 7 days and 7 nights and hadn't eaten anything, nor drunk. And it's only on day 8 that they finally commenced to debating. So he taketh up his discourse, and all he can come up with is eaten metaphors. That's all I got. What'd I miss? Sorry, I'm told to look up in the chat. What'd I miss?
Well, I added.
Oh, sorry. The ats don't show up in StreamYard.
Oh, you can't see it. Oh, sorry, never mind.
Yeah, so this is the super gross bodily functions and natural enemies chapter. Is that the one you were talking about?
Yep.
Yeah. Yep, that's it.
But also, shouldn't have that hurt by now?
Oh, well, Julie points out that if they hadn't eaten or drunk anything for 7 days, they should have died of thirst by now. And yes, that's where my suspension of disbelief breaks down in this book, too.
Okay, fine. That's fair. All right.
Yeah, never against. Well, he was hungry. Yeah.
3 times 7.
Okay. Well, I'm trying, y'all. I really am. Okay. Nope. Nope. Every time he tries to get away from his eating and drinking metaphors, all he can come up with is other belly-related metaphors. You know, the stomach full of the venom of asps and being stabbed in the gut and having darkness gather upon the secret places. Sal says, try harder, like Christians do. I'm trying. But I got no agenda, so it's hard to find. Oh, hey, Mama Atheist in the chat. Having a rough fucking day. I'm so sorry to hear that. Bring on the smiting. Yeah, I wish. We had one poetic use of a past tense version of the verb to smite, but we ain't had shit happen so far. Sorry to disappoint you, Amanda. All right, well, we'll keep going and see what Job has to say in rejoinder. Oh, yeah, Paul says, did you say your disbelief breaks down with Job? His was in Genesis chapter 1. Yeah, well, there's that, too. Sal asks, is Job Prometheus in the Bible? Ooh, that's interesting. I kind of like it, except that no. Because remember, kind of the whole point of Job is that he ain't done nothing. He did righteous on his own behalf, and he sacrificed all righteous on behalf of his children because his children's rowdy parties, he was afraid, might lead him into thought crime. The only reason he's in such dire straits is that Satan's trying to prove a point, and God's letting him. Brainbug says, Manda's tearing into Tucker Carlson on Twitter. Oh, Jesus. Well, I can't say he doesn't deserve it, but woo, the wrath of Mama. Glad I'm not on the receiving end of that. Shit. All right, 21, Job's rejoinder. But Job answered and said, hear diligently my speech, and let this be your consolations. Suffer me that I may speak, and after that I have spoken, mock on. As for me, is my complaint to man? And if it were so, why should not my spirit be troubled? Mark me, and be astonished, and lay your hand upon your mouth. Even when I remember, I am afraid, and trembling taketh hold on my flesh. Wherefore do the wicked live, and become old, yea, are mighty in power? Their seed is established in their sight with them, and their offspring before their eyes. Their houses are safe from fear, neither is the rod of God upon them. Their bull gendereth, and faileth not. Their cow calveth, and casteth not her calf. They send forth their little ones like a flock, and their children dance. They take the timbrel and harp, and rejoice at the sound of the organ. They spend their days in wealth, and in a moment go down to the grave. Therefore they say unto God, depart from us, for we desire not the knowledge of thy ways. What is the Almighty that we should serve him, And what profit should we have if we pray unto him? Lo, their good is not in their hand. The counsel of the wicked is far from me. How oft is the candle of the wicked put out? And how oft cometh their destruction upon them? God distributeth sorrows in his anger. They are as stubble before the wind, and as chaff that the storm carrieth away. God layeth up his iniquity for his children. He rewardeth him, and he shall know it. His eyes shall see his destruction, and he shall drink of the wrath of the Almighty. For what pleasure hath he in his house after him, when the number of his months is cut off in the midst? Shall any teach God knowledge, seeing he judgeth those that are high? One dieth in his full strength, being wholly at ease and quiet. His breasts are full of milk, and his bones are moistened with marrow. And another dieth in the bitterness of his soul, and never eateth with pleasure. They shall lie down alike in the dust, and the worms shall cover them. Behold, I know your thoughts, and the devices which ye wrongfully imagine against me. For ye say, where is the house of the prince? And where are the dwelling places of the wicked? Have ye not asked them that go by the way? And do ye not know their tokens? That the wicked is reserved to the day of destruction, they shall be brought forth to the day of wrath. Who shall declare his way to his face? And who shall repay him what he hath done? Yet shall he be brought to the grave, and shall remain in the tomb. The clods of the valley shall be sweet unto him, and every man shall draw after him, as there are innumerable before him. How then comfort ye me in vain, seeing in your answers there remaineth falsehood? That's chapter 21. All right. So Job says, well, we're all going to die eventually, and sometimes good shit happens to bad people. But we're all going to die alike, and God will recompense the wicked in his own good time. And that's it. Joan calls out verse 26. Oh, that's right. Joan's following along. Verse 26. They shall lie down alike in the dust, and the worms shall cover them. We're all going to die. Yep, that's profound. I see why that was included in the book of the word of the Lord. However would we have known if the elders had not preserved this knowledge for us down the generations? Everybody gonna die. Sweet Jesus. Paul, yeah. Paul says, well, that was fucking shit, wasn't it? It was. It was. Long rambling ramble to say what could have been condensed into 2 verses. This book makes me tired, y'all. Tired, I say. Tired. Well, yep. Brainbug got to come with the zoological exception. Except for those immortal jellyfish. Yep. Yeah, as far as we know. Yeah, in some weird landlocked lake in... Where is it, Brainbug? I'm drawing a blank. Landlocked lake, landlocked lake. You try saying that fast. I'm just going to rename all these streams. I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying. There's nothing here. It's even by the standards of the Bible, y'all, there is nothing here. You could condense this whole book into one chapter and just move on. Oh, well, thank you, Paul. Yep. Yeah, I'm not Southern at all. Not even a little bit. And we're back to a life as the Temanite again. Whee! We're not going to go very much longer, y'all. We do have a hard stop today because I've got an appointment in not very long at all. So we'll do one. We're going to first see how long this chapter is. Yeah, we're going to do one more chapter. 22. Then Eliphaz the Temanite answered and said, Can a man be profitable unto God, as he that is wise may be profitable unto himself? Is it any pleasure to the Almighty that thou art righteous? Or is it gain to him that thou makest thy ways perfect? Will he reprove thee for fear of thee? Will he enter with thee into judgment? Is not thy wickedness great, and thy iniquities infinite? For thou hast taken a pledge from thy brother for naught, and stripped the naked of their clothing. Thou hast given not water to the weary to drink, and thou hast withholden bread from the hungry. But as for the mighty man, he had the earth, and the honorable man dwelt in it. Thou hast sent widows away empty, and the arms of the fatherless have been broken. Therefore snares are round about thee, and sudden fear troubleth thee. Or darkness that thou canst not see, and abundance of waters cover thee. Is not God in the height of heaven? And behold, the height of the stars, how high they are. And thou sayest, How doth God know? Can he judge through the dark cloud? Thick clouds are a covering to him that he seeth not, and he walketh in the circuit of heaven. Hast thou marked the old way which wicked men have trodden, which were cut down out of time, whose foundation was overflown with a flood, which said unto God, Depart from us, and what can the Almighty do for them? Yet he filled their houses with good things, but the counsel of the wicked is far from me. The righteous see it and are glad, and the innocent laugh them to scorn. Whereas our substance is not cut down, but the remnant of them the fire consumeth. Acquaint now thyself with him, and be at peace. Thereby good shall come unto thee. Receive, I pray thee, the law from his mouth, and lay up his words in thine heart. If thou return to the Almighty, thou shalt be built up. Thou shalt put away iniquity far from thy tabernacles. Then shalt thou lay up gold as dust, and the gold of Ophir as the stones of the brooks. Yea, the Almighty shall be thy defense, and thou shalt have plenty of silver. For then shalt thou have thy delight in the Almighty, and shalt lift up thy face unto God. Thou shalt make thy prayer unto him, and he shall hear thee, and thou shalt pay thy vows. Thou shalt also decree a thing, and it shall be established unto thee, and the light shall shine upon thy ways. When men are cast down, then thou shalt say, There is lifting up, and he shall save the humble person. He shall deliver the island of the innocent, and it is delivered by the pureness of thine hands. And that's chapter 22. Hey, Hunter. Welcome. Yep, you made it just in time for the end. Sorry about that. Okay. Yeah, he just ain't gonna let this shit go, is he? He is absolutely fucking determined. Because this was Eliphaz, right? Yeah, Eliphaz. Eliphaz is just absolutely bound and determined that it must be Job's fault. That he must have fucked up somehow. He must have a secret sin upon his heart. But, and that's the only argument he has. That this must be somehow Job's fault. That these horrible calamities have fallen upon him, and that all of his servants and slaves and cattle and children are dead or taken away by Chaldeans, you know. Sal asks, so what have we learned? I'm going to say fuck all. Absolutely fuck all have we learned. There is nothing to be gained here. Julie says, I think we've learned that this one guy can't concede a point. Yeah, well, there is that. Hey, GeoSam, good to see you. Yes, better late than never indeed. Y'all, this book is a waste of paper. What was it? Was it included as part of a bet? What was it? Was it included in a rider somehow? Paul, yeah. Paul says he's learned that it's a stupid fucking book. Yeah, exactly. I mean, was this included in the book because two people had a disagreement and some member of the Council of Nicaea was just absolutely bound and fucking determined that Revelation was going to be included, and somebody else just wasn't going to move on the vote and said they couldn't have Revelation if Bob couldn't have Revelation, if Steve couldn't get Job. I mean, there is no point to this. Well, Sal's not wrong. There may be a point to having it in there, and that you can roll joints in it. I wouldn't know, but I'm assured that this is the case. I want to thank y'all for bearing with me. This is some of the most tedious shit we've had in this book so far, and that's going some, y'all. Yes, our resident Job scholar here points out. Job does sort of set the tone for apologetics and for the problem of evil. That's true. There's got to have been shorter old texts dealing with this same sort of stuff, right? I mean, I don't get it. This book makes me tired. Oh yeah, sorry, we did answer the jellyfish thing earlier. Sorry, the chat's so busy it goes by and I get distracted with my own talking. Not a lake. I don't know what I was thinking of. I had it in my head it was a lake. Got the scientific name and everything. As if we would expect anything less. Oh, Paul wants me to have an aneurysm. Paul suggests that after I finish the KJV, we could go into the Catholic Bible with its 88 books, and we could compare the two. I don't know that idea has legs, my friend. I think I would.
They really want all of them.
There are a couple of books in what the Protestants call the Catholic Apocrypha that I do want to throw in at some point along the way. I'm going to try to include them as we come to them. If that sounds interesting to y'all, or it could be patron only content. No, I'm kidding. Oh, Jesus. Never again? I did. Oh, man. Bringing it down at the end. Bringing it down. Shit. Okay. Well, we've been going right at an hour, and we've made good progress and had good conversation, which is my favorite thing. So, I do have to go. I've got to get some more coffee, and I've got to get ready for my appointment here in just a minute. So again, thank y'all all for bearing with me, bearing up under the weight of the book of Job. We will see y'all, what's today, Wednesday? Yes. We'll see y'all again on Friday for the next episode of Improv Bible Study. Yet more Job. Oh, Brainbug is not wrong. Yeah, I clicked on the wrong one, but yeah, Paul's not wrong either. Brainbug says, Wine and Reason needs 6 more subs on YouTube. Yeah, if you're not subscribed to Wine and Reason, y'all don't know what you're missing. And I am unanimous in this and completely unbiased. All right. Thank y'all again so much, as always, for coming and hanging out with me. Thank you again, especially to my wonderful patrons who literally helped us put the lights on the channel. With that, we'll see y'all around. Check back with us again on Friday for more Job. You know you want it. And as we always say before we head out, everybody take care. Be safe. Stand against hate. And wear your goddamn mask. It's not fucking hard.